What worries you most about the future? Dying. I can't wait to be dead. I don't want to die. I just want to skip to the not being thing. Dying is scary. Death sounds great. That is exactly the opposite of how I feel. Lol. Rise in totalitarianism exacerbating the climate crisis. The exact opposite could also happen. And by that I mean the climate crisis exacerbating the rise in totalitarianism, monsieur. There comes a point where things will get bad enough that basic human rights will no longer be guaranteed. My art career won't take off and my dad will always be taking the piss out of me. Turn that negatively into fuel, my man. Each time your dad is hassling you, take that energy and turn it into your art. Show them the best way you can. You gotta hustle. Higher tax rates for the middle class to pay for the baby boomers' retirement benefits. Serious global economic depression due to the pandemic. Keeping my kids and nieces nephews in state after college. Why does keeping kids in state worry you? My family's motto has always been blossom where you're planted. I live in CT, which is a pretty small state. That makes visiting and having meaningful relationships with family very easy. And for the most part, my family, parents, siblings, cousins, grandparents, aunts, uncles, all live here. I married a woman that moved here from Maryland. One of my sisters married a man that moved here from England. My fear is that we may have brought wanderlust into the family. To be clear, I'm not talking about going to college out of state, of living out of state for a few months to a year. I'm worried about the kids starting families out of state. I understand, but I can't help but feel sad for your kids and the young ones in your family. Your desire to keep family close isn't wrong or bad, but I can't help but feel that if a kid in your family had a different desire, they would feel guilty about pursuing it. Kids so often want to please their parents. If I'm going to make it regarding financially and emotionally. China's geopolitical aspirations. I know Orange Man bad is kinda cliche, but this is not a good time for such isolationist policies. It truly is scary. They're already taking over small countries by lending them money, whilst knowing they won't be able to pay it back. Taking advantage of this crisis. Right or left, China is a very serious problem right now and they will only grow, if there will be one. Being alive. Seriously speaking, unemployment. With this pandemic there is probably gonna be another recession and finding a job is probably going to be very difficult. And as a teenager, young adult, this worries me. Same here. I just graduated college. My GPA isn't great. And I did do any internships because I was already working full-time to pay my bills. I had that job for 8 years and just recently lost it because of the pandemic. No way I'm gonna find a job I'm actually qualified to do anytime soon. Global warming. Planet's fucked. The fact that income inequality is going to continue to get worse and worse. If things continue to go at the current rate, the top 1% will eventually own over 80% of all wealth. Our country is soon gonna be part of China. You think all of us are pissed? The government is happy about it? Why is the government happy about it? I honestly don't know. Most politicians here are just shit. We have the kill everyone who's breaking my law president. The right-hand man who we still don't know what he does. Everyone is dying. But hey, we're still alive, so no worries, Senator. The senator helping to make more jobs accessible but talks shit about farmers and nurses, and that one guy who is allowed to celebrate a party during quarantine with associates. This could be the reason why they're so gullible towards our possible colonizers. Cyberpunk 2077 getting delayed again. The homogenization of everything. All businesses being shucked up into super corporations. All music and entertainment coming from a few limited sources. All news and information being provided by the same people. Nice try, June. Watching my loved ones die. One day my parents are just not gonna be there anymore and that terrifies me. Also, just aging in general. Watching my body crumble, my skin shrivel, losing my independence, waiting as diseases and illnesses plague my body, looking for the one that'll eventually kill me. The decline of social security. I live in the Netherlands, by the way. Climate change is going to cause a refugee crisis on a scale never before seen in human history. It won't be overnight. It will be gradual as many populous regions and cities become no longer habitable. The first big one will be somewhere like Jakarta. 9.6 million people. Initially this will be internal displacement, but eventually it will mean literally hundreds of millions of people over the years all moving. In addition, there is going to be 5 billion people in Africa by 2100. Medium projection. Eths are gonna be a massive famine or unprecedented movement to Europe as a result. People believing everything posted in the internet or broadcasted in the TV. People forgot how to research or question things. I'm terrified my son will be severely bullied in school as he gets older because of his stutter. He's such a sweet and outgoing kid. I follow a few stuttering pages on FB and I see how adults often talk about killing themselves because they stutter. It's scary. What will be the next future, or to put it simply, where do we go from there? I'm referring to a more distant future. Right now my fiancé leaving me because I can't keep up with his sexual drive, and it makes me feel guilty and sad that I'm a failure as a person and as a woman. Not everyone is sexually compatible. Better to find out now rather than 5 years into the marriage. Chin up. You'll find someone else. You've probably been together for years and love each other deeply. Chin up. You'll find someone else. Single quote. That's the usual advice I see on Reddit. Talk to him about how you feel. A lot of it may be all in your head. When I started seeing my husband, I had to have this conversation. I like sex. I like sex on my terms and when I'm in the mood. I wanted him to be happy, but I was giving up my own happiness to accommodate him. Monsieur, it was an embarrassing conversation at first, but he understood completely. Marriage may bring up this issue at various times, and not just for you. If you guys have kids, you may find your sex drive is crazy high when you're pregnant, and he may have trouble even keeping it up because of everything going on with your body. That's what happened to us with both of our kids. That hurts even more than what you're feeling now. And then when you regain your shape, he may get his drive back, and you lose it entirely for a while. If you've formed a solid bond, this shouldn't matter. This conversation now will set you up for success down the road. We go through so many changes as humans. Establish a healthy, honest conversation about your sex lives now, and you'll be set up for success in your future. Have you spoken with him about it? I always believe that, if the partners are willing, they can find a common ground, outside of stuff like one being gay. Of course. Do not want to get older. Ever diminishing attention spans, as new generations grow up. Exhibit A. The Reddit contributions which our community likes most. Modern challenges are too intricate for this trend to continue. When I was younger, I was more sure in my future. But now I'm afraid to choose a bad path for my life and realize this bad schwaz in old age. Proving to my folks I can survive on my own. June. No. The future is not what it used to be. I won't be able to transfer my consciousness into a superior robot body before we either wipe ourselves out or get obliterated by a virus or some kind of environmental catastrophe. Not knowing what's in the future. Uncertainty. What will happen after 5 o'clock if I don't get this report done? That humans will forever be dumb and destroy Earth and any other inhabitable planet. Uncertain and uncontrollable environmental changes. Lilibet Trump and William Monsieur, I think about them a lot. Asterisk. That I will never accomplish my plan before I reach 25 to 30. That I become my father. The economy. We haven't felt the full impact of the crash yet. Russia's economy has been basically shut down. Oil and gas prices are at their lowest. An economic crash like this provides great soil for rise of all kinds of creepy regimes. We don't want to see fascists in China, Russia, and India battle it out. A greater Great Depression? Nothing. If I take control of what I can right now, I can determine tomorrow. America. Chronic wasting disease could potentially jump to humans. Ghost moose. Asexual ticks are literally drinking moose dry. In other words, climate change is already doing its damage. Water, that shit runs out. Argentina's economy, ha ha ha. What the new generation is going to fuck up. Not being there for my family as I pass away. I'm not afraid of death. I'm afraid of leaving my family. The continued rise of far-right powers across the globe. I feel like we're just slowly being dragged back in time. How many more people are going to die before we can agree that change is necessary? My first list is if the pandemic remains for more than 1.5 years. 1. The world ending. 2. Dying from the virus. 3. Being isolated. This list is if that's not the case. 1. My YouTube career failing. 2. Young death. 3. Living nightmares. 4. Being in debt and not being able to feed myself. 5. Everyone I trust suddenly turning on me. 6. Being killed. 7. Assault. Any kind. 8. Being framed for a bad crime. I could go on, but I don't want to waste your time, and by the way, I know it too much for my age. I'm 11. Getting a better job will be harder in this pandemic. Women may not have the right to vote soon. Things not going the way I planned. That I'm gonna live in it. The advancing technology allowing an artificial intelligence having a consciousness. In the near future, I worry that it doesn't matter who wins the election in the USA. Trump will handle either outcome horribly. For the further future, I worry about the various inequalities leading to violence. In the even further future, I worry about how effed up the planet is becoming and how will we as a species adapt to survive, or not. Our energy supplement and our health care. Absolutely nothing. If I ever will be truly happy. Not having clean potable water. Uncertainty. Being forgotten. Once I die, no one will remember me because they'll die too. With people not taking this pandemic seriously, I'm concerned for the rest of the human race in the future. Viruses stay in us for as long as we live and can get past to kids as well, and on and on. That means we will forever have this virus in us. Even if there's a cure, mutation is still a thing and could evolve to kill us. Can't wait till people finally say, I wish I hadn't gone to that party, like that big ass pool party this past weekend. Won't affect me though, cause I know how to take a pandemic seriously. I played Pojink, and I take immune boosters and such. I may have it, but I won't be affected by it. Here's hope this virus doesn't wipe us out. At least wait until I'm dead to do that. I'm in college during the pandemic and I'm majoring culinary arts. I'm worried how much I've truly learned this semester and how the pandemic will affect future jobs in the restaurant industry as a whole. That we could run out of coffee. Not knowing what happens after I die. Legitimate education accessible to all. You have been visited by Dr. Doggo. Like and subscribe to stay healthy. Yikes forever. That my now toddler daughter will not be happy when she grows up and give up on the world like a lot of my peers have done. It's hard to look at the future with optimism when I see ever blatant political corruption and climate change. My hope for her is to do something good for the world, but it may be too late. Getting old scares the hell out of me, but watching my parents now getting older scares me more. Being homeless or not being able to find a job. There's honestly so much. I'm a black woman in America, so not only do I worry about COVID, not having a job, despite getting my master's degree, not contributing anything useful, being jailed, assaulted, or killed by police. It's just a lot, and I hate to say it, but it kind of makes me want to just be dead. I'm trying to stay positive and confident in myself. God knows I have a great support system. But fuck, I just feel like nothing I do will amount to anything. Another bushfire season. It was fucked. 8 months of it. I've never seen it so bad before. Our government HSSNT addressed it. Really, we have had some backburning. Hopefully we can get it sorted during winter. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.